Good morning, gentlemen. Wonderful weather, and I thought it's a good time to talk to you about something sensational which has happened in Pakistan. First of all, let's understand that in Pakistan, the army is the one which is ruling the country, though they have a semblance of a democracy, which is basically a sham, because the entire power rests with the army. Well, gentlemen, something serious happened yesterday. As per the reports which we have received, 9 terrorists from a new organization which we have not heard of before called the Threek-e Jihad, they have assaulted the Pakistan Air Force base at Miawali. Now, where is Miawali? It's in the state of Punjab, and that is a very, very significant point because Punjab is the backbone of Pakistan, rather the bastion, and it is the heart and the soul of Pakistan. The Punjabis, that is the Muslim Punjabis, the ones who are ruling Pakistan. And they are the ones who constitute 90% of the Pakistan army. Well, gentlemen, this attack took place. I think there were 9 terrorists who scaled the wall, entered the air base, which houses the J6 and the J7 fighters, which they have been supplied by China. I presume there were 2 squadrons there, and along with it, I'm told there were also the F-16. Maybe, maybe not. But definitely it's a very important base, and the very fact that it was in Punjab, its importance was even more. Well, the news which has been given out by the Pakistan army is that 3 of the terrorists were neutralized and they could not do much damage in the sense that they could damage only 3 aircraft which were as it is AOG. AOG means aircraft on ground, they were not flying. Now all this one can take with a pinch of salt because residents around the area have been seeing flames riding up in the sky for hours together. And if there are only 3 terrorists and they've been neutralized by the Pakistan army, then what happened to the others? Probably there were others, and how did the flames and fires continue for so long? Miawali, gentlemen, is a base which is defended by the Pakistan army as an important base, but somehow I think there was a little bit of a complacency because they never thought the terrorists would attack anywhere in Punjab. They were expecting an attack in Baluchistan or maybe even Sindh and in the Pakhtunwali, the frontier provinces, where there has been a lot of problem. But Miawali, as I told you, is the heart of Punjab, and it's a very old base and houses a significant portion of the Pakistan Air Force assets. Probably meticulous planning had gone into it, and this organization, the Threek-e Jihad, which is a new organization, or maybe it's just a rechristening of an old organization, they scaled the wall, and inside, and a gunfight has taken place. The leader of this group is supposed to be a man called Abdullah Yogistani. Nobody's heard about him, but really doesn't matter who he is. But he's sanctioned this attack, and it has brought him dire results. Now, our reports show that the Pakistan Air Force has lost a substantial number of planes. I will not give a guess. Some people are saying 30, 40, some are saying 10. The figures are known only to the Pakistan Army and the Pakistan Air Force. But let there be no doubt that it is not that 3 planes were just destroyed, many more were destroyed. Because I do not believe in speculation. I will just say that lots of planes of Pakistan Air Force, because there were 2 squadrons there, were destroyed or rendered unfit to fly in future. And it has also come as a surprise to the Pakistan army that such a thing should have taken place in the bastion of the Pakistan state, or rather the bastion of the Pakistan army, that is Punjab, which is also the mother for recruitment as far as the Pakistan army is concerned. Gentlemen, the attack continued for the whole night, and even now I don't think it's over. And there are reports that some hostages have been taken. Now this is a very crucial point. Who are the hostages who have been taken? Because they were the elite troops of the Pakistan army which were guarding this place. And yet they were found wanting. Talking about the Pakistan army, I think people must understand that they are not a very professional force. Despite many of the countries thinking that they're a very professional force, they haven't proved their professionalism at any stage. In 4 wars which they have fought, and a continuous war against terrorism, their success rate has been 0. The Pakistan army has the distinction of being the only army in the world which lost half the country in the 1971 war, and after 1945, 100,000 Pakistani soldiers became POWs of the Indian Army. That was the time when the state of Bangladesh was created. Now these are the facts of history. The Pakistan army was first of all for fighting the Threek-e Taliban. And this is a deadly organization, and everybody knows that a couple of years back they had killed almost 300 school children of the Army Public School in Rawalpindi. So this is a very desperate organization, and who is to blame for it? Well, the blame, if you look back in history, goes back to General Zia, who formulated a plan to bleed India with 100 cuts. He was aware that Pakistan could not defeat the Indian army in battle, so he thought best to let loose terrorist groups on the Indian army and the Indian state so that India could bleed with 100 cuts. Wonderful idea, but not practical. You can't have nurtured terrorists and expect that they will only attack India. They would even attack Pakistan in search of their own objective. What is their own objective? The elusive caliphate where the Sharia would rule. And that was the aim of the Threek-e Taliban. Pakistanis had nurtured so many organizations like the Jaish-e-Mohammed, the JKLF Front and all that, and these people were just doing whatever the Pakistan army, that the ISI, would tell them. But then, people who have a short sight, short vision, can't look into the future. They couldn't see that terrorism is a seamless organization. It's nothing like fighting only India and they'll say, with Pakistan we shake hands. It doesn't happen like that. And so, the Tehreek-e Taliban Pakistan had decided that they wanted to usher in a pristine Islamic state in Pakistan, do away with the trappings of the modern state, put the women back in the home, take them away from the colleges, do away with the fashion shows, do away with education for the girls, and overall to have Islamic banking and whatnot. I mean, just as given in the Sharia, as is being followed, pristine, pure in Afghanistan. They have started a war against the Pakistan state, which is continuing for the last 10 years or even more, and the Pakistan army has never had any success there. As they never had any success in any of the wars with India, where, let it go on record when I tell you that the Pakistan army couldn't advance even 2 miles into any Indian territory at any stage. On the contrary, they lost all the wars. Hundreds of their soldiers were taken prisoner, the cake being in 1971 when 100,000 became POWs, including 12 generals. So gentlemen, this is the position where it is in Pakistan. This Mianwali attack is very significant. It shows that the Pakistan state is moth-eaten, and the army, which is supposed to be omnipotent and, thinking that they're a big ogre and they'll cow down the Pakistan population, which they're doing, and keep on ruling forever, is not going to happen. The fact remains that the Pakistan army is no longer a professional force ever since General Ayub Khan took over Pakistan in 1958. He did that, a military coup. And what he did that time, he sent General Iskandar Mirza, who was the president, packing to London and never allowed him to come back. And his body also, when he died, was not allowed to come back to Pakistan. And this man had to be buried in Tehran. So he has continued. Then we had General Zia, who thought he could rule with the help of the mullahs. He brought in what is called the Hudud organization, ordinance, in which certain crimes like adultery, that is zina, and rape were transferred from the Pakistan Penal Code to be tried under the Sharia law. General Zia paid a very heavy price because he was blown up in a plane attack, and nobody knows what happened to him. He's gone into history, but he left an indelible mark in the sense that he got one of the charismatic Pakistan Prime Ministers, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, hanged at the gallows for a crime which he has not committed, a murder. It doesn't happen in any country. I don't think I've heard about it in any country like this. And it's a dubious distinction for the Pakistan Army. And even earlier, the Pakistan Army had overseen the assassination of so many people, Well, gentlemen, this is something which shows the efficacy of the Pakistan Army. It will cover against powerful opponents, but become overbearing over its own people, create a picture that we are the savior of Pakistan when they've done nothing for Pakistan, except eating into the budget and having an army which is almost 7.5 lakhs, about 750,000, oversized army, like a bloated force, but at the same time not professional because they're used to the perks of power. They do carry out some exercises and all that, but that's about all. I think it's basically a very enjoyable period to be in the Pakistan Army because you get so many perks and privileges you don't get anywhere else. Gentlemen, all that has been bust with this attack on the Mianwali base, and along with it is another news which I'm giving you in Balochistan. A convoy of soldiers was attacked and 14 soldiers have been killed. So the seeds of disintegration of Pakistan are being sown. And it is about time the world took notice because Pakistan is a nuclear state. And if they can't guard their assets, that is the military air force bases, how do you expect them to guard their nuclear assets? I would like to be told how are they planning to do it and what are their plans. I'm sure the Americans are in the picture, and America has been the greatest friend of Pakistan, and now it is China. And the Americans are very foolish. That's all I can say. I won't dwell into it further. Donald Trump was the only man who recognized Pakistan as a terrorist state. And Pakistan has been in the FATA for financing terrorism for a good part of 10 years. Well, gentlemen, the Pakistan economy also is totally tanked. Everybody knows it. And that is one aspect. They don't have any foreign exchange reserves. They are dependent on what their friends give them. And the economy could collapse anytime. That is number one. And number two is the insurrection which they are facing now from the Threek-e Taliban and the Threek-e Jihad. Now, the mother country, or the mother of both these organizations and other such organizations, is of course the Taliban, which is ruling Afghanistan. And they have a big problem with Pakistan because they don't recognize the Durand line, which is an artificial creation, a division between Afghanistan and Pakistan made by the British. So they have a border problem, and on top of it has come this terrorist attack. And this is just the beginning, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. As far as this terrorist attack is concerned, as I've told you, a number of planes have been destroyed. And that means the Pakistan Air Force is going to have that many aircraft, maybe 2 squadrons less to use in a war next time. Well, gentlemen, I won't say anything more further. I'll say just goodbye and God bless. And if you like my channel, do share it with your friends. I'm looking forward to more interaction with you all. In the meanwhile, I will make my next video and hope you're going to be sit in front of your mobile, in your hand or the TV and listen to my opinions. As I told you, I don't give you the news, I just give you the assessment. And the assessment about Pakistan is it is heading towards disintegration. Thank you. God bless and goodbye.